Hey guys, this is Comic Ken, and it has been a while since I've been like a minute or two late, but yeah, I was just getting set up and we are ready to go. I got my drawing here and I'll just go ahead and switch to that screen so you guys can see what I'm cooking. So uh I'm just gonna check for any other settings I'm missing and then we'll get it started here. We'll just wait for people to come in. Share screen. There we go. Share entire screen. Okay. And that should be it. I'm going to go ahead and switch over. Let me get it to there we go. That's the layout I like to use. All right, so I'm just going to be continuing this image that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. Actually, maybe the last 3 weeks. But I've stalled on it so much just because I've been working on the actual chapter of Saintly. So this image has taken a back seat. Like, I want to be on a schedule of just constantly producing work or constantly producing stuff for this quote unquote like IP. You know, like I want to be making more illustrations, more general art for Saintly, but I have to make the actual comic. I have to make the actual content. So so it's like I'm making the pages right now and I'm nearly done with inking all the major details of chapter 2. All I have to do is one more page and then I'm going to try to scan them all in tonight so that I'm just ready for tomorrow and I can just jump right into digital finishing touches. As much as I want to do the finishing touches on paper, that would take the rest of my life. So I have to get them scanned in and digitally do them. There are a lot of things regarding the background that I can do easily on paper, and that it's actually much easier to do on paper because the workload, like doing it digitally would require me to use certain tools that make it that just make it tedious and difficult to do the work, whereas here I could just rule in a few lines and then boom, I'm done. So yeah, that's the case with the comic right now. It is almost done and I've never drawn this fast before in my entire life, this fast or this high quality. So I'm not like the best artist, I'm not like the greatest, the greatest guy ever, but I've been drawing, man. I've been drawing and getting pages done. So let me check this. What I'm looking for, okay, there it goes. Yeah, I've been getting pages done the fastest I've ever done in my entire life, and they look good in that I've never been able to draw this fast or high quality before in my life, because every time I come back to the drawing board, it's like I'm taking everything that I learned previously and applying it. And even now, old things that I've learned, old tips and tricks are coming back to my mind, like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. And then it's starting to come back to my mind. Different and better ways of drawing are starting to come in, to where I'm like, oh yeah, I can use that. And just like all of that is starting to flood back into my mind, where before it was just, okay, I got to draw something, put something down on the page, and worry about work the next day. But now it's like there's been this long unbroken chain of drawing to where I can just focus on the art and then worry about art the next day. So it just keeps on going and going, and it's just an interesting process. Let me say what's up to Massive Panda, dude. Hey, what's up? Appreciate you coming to the show, man. Uh just getting started, and I'm drawing the saintly, like the witch illustration from before, so that's what I'm working on today. And I'm pretty much done inking chapter 2 of saintly. Like, I'm pretty much done with all the paper elements. Everything that I have to do on the page, I'm done with. So I am just going to scan in the rest of what I got, and then just keep going from there. But right now, I have to focus on this little illustration mistake where her, like, the back of Vivi's, I don't know what the sash or whatever, like, coincides with her, with Chelsea's skirt, and now it's like they're combined in a weird way, and her arm goes over it, and it just doesn't work. So I gotta figure out what to do, what I want to prioritize in that case. But yeah, that's just gonna be some like little problem solving for this illustration now. But let me say hi to everybody. What's up, Nick Stream? Thanks for coming out to the show, man. Appreciate it. Hello, Joe M. I'm just gonna say Joe M. That's what I'm gonna say. And then what's up, Elme? Appreciate y'all coming out to the show, and hope y'all enjoy. So back to this issue. I'm gonna try to figure out, like, I'm gonna do another layer and then come up with a test line that I want to do to see where this should cut off and how it should combine with the, like, combine the two. So I do want to for sure make sure this line comes beyond. Let me see. Okay, let me set up the new. Oh, that was an empty folder I set up. Okay, there we go. Here goes the layer button, and y'all can see what I'm doing. I always got to make sure, because sometimes I'll just be drawing, and then I'm not looking up. I get really into it, and then half an hour has gone by where nobody's seen the drawing or what's going on. But it's never been that bad. But sometimes that can happen where I'm just focused on drawing so much that I don't even notice that my screen is switched to the actual drawing screen. So yeah, soon I'll be just doing pages on my streams, because now it's gotten to a stage where I can do them digitally, because I'm going to be scanning them in pretty soon and sending them off to my publisher / editor / investor, so that she can see what I've been working with. I haven't responded to her email in like a week, so I'm gonna send that off soon. So she's like, oh, okay, he's still working, he's still doing this stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, and I'm wondering, like, can I keep this pace up in the future? I mean, this is the fastest and the hardest I've ever had to work before, or I've ever worked before in general. But I don't know, like, if this is something I could or would want to do again. Let me go to that other layer. Here we go. Like, it's not bad. Like, this is all I've ever wanted to do. So I'm just like enjoying, like, the fact that I can actually just focus on making the comic. But I don't know, like, if this is how a Shonen Jump author creates, if I can find a balance that, like, once I move out of my parents' place, if I can find a balance that allows me to live some type of personal life on top of making the work, then I think I'd be fine with that. Like, find a way to do this and personal work. I think I already solved the problem here. Yeah, this line that I put down already solves the issue. So what I'm going to do here is erase. Whoops. I'm gonna erase this, and then I'm gonna go to the inks layer, and then let me see what the question is. Joe M says, what size are the original paper layouts? So for the original pages that I'm working on for Saintly, they're 11 by 17. So this means the full perimeter of the outside of the page is 11 inches by 17 inches. And I don't know what size that is in European format. But that's basic comic book size in America, and basically what I was taught to use at the Kubert school. Joe M says they do weekly chapters all year round. Yeah, exactly. So that is their life. They just do that, and I'm like, I want to create as much material as possible, as fast as I possibly can. So if that is something that I can hire some assistants for and make like I would do monthly. I would do monthly. Like I wouldn't do a weekly series because that would be insane and it would just kill me. But if I were to get some assistants together for a monthly series, I would be able to pull that off, I think. Let me see what we got here. I'm gonna take this line. That was actually a quick solution, a lot quicker than I thought it would be. It's nice. I like it when it's quick. Let me see. Master Panda says, yeah, you're killing it, and it's awesome to be a witness. Appreciate it, man. Will this be the chapter of your life that you always look back on as grimy, hungry days that built your grit? I'm willing to bet so. That's a really good question because now it feels like a lot nicer, a lot lighter because I don't have the burden of like living on my own. So before, when I was on my own, it was just that's what I would consider like the grimy, dark, hard times because I was just every day I could barely draw. I was making videos and there was no time to do anything, but I was still finding ways to draw at work, using whatever last bit of energy I had to draw at night. There was never 2 days where I could just draw back to back. And I had to scrap and fight for every second that I could create a bit of work or have that time to create more than a page of stuff. But now it's more like I'm just thankful because I'm here with my parents. Even though it is a lot more work in terms of actually drawing, that's what I wanted to be doing anyway. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then, like, I think of things like this is probably the last time, and I don't want to get like super dark about it, but this is probably the last time in life that I'll be able to, you know, be under my parents' care and see them both alive and, you know, just be here for that. You know what I mean? Like helping them out with whatever they need, or they can help me out with whatever I need, and just taking care of each other, you know, until I leave again. And then hopefully with all my finances or situations sorted out, I can leave, start my own family, and then give them, you know, grandchildren and stuff like that. Because like I can't be here forever, and it's not meant to be a forever thing. But this is like the last opportunity, really, to hang out with them and you know, just be here for them. So I'm thankful for that. And basically every day I'm just thankful because there's always like food in the fridge, and there's always uh like I get to come back every day and just draw. So right now is not that grimy time. Right now it's just I'm sitting here working every single day, just sitting here drawing. Um and I watch videos of like, or I'll have videos playing on in the background of like other manga artists drawing, and I'm seeing their work ethic, or I'm seeing how they approach art, and it's really mechanical. Like they're just doing it. They're not oh, whoops. They're not, let me see. They're not they just do it. Like they don't stop. They just keep drawing and drawing until the drawing is done. And I'm just like, damn. Okay, well, I guess that's what I have to do if I'm gonna get really serious about it and make this thing happen. So yeah, they just keep drawing and drawing until it is done. So that's all I need to do. But yeah, let me see what other questions y'all got. They have assistants though. Oh yeah, the Japanese. I think so. You're literally putting your blood, sweat, and tears, and does not mention sacrificing a tooth for your passion. It might have to be too, because there's another one that's showing the same signs of like decay and rotting, and it's not like a sacrifice that I'm doing on purpose. It's just I don't have the money or time to keep messing around with that thing. It's more like a matter of just being poor. So it's just, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like that's the best you can say at the end of the day, and then work hard enough so that you can buy yourself a new tooth, buy yourself more teeth. I always say to myself, like, I'm just gonna get them all back some way, somehow, and just keep working until I can get to that point. But it's no big deal, and I don't like treating things that happen like this as a big deal. You know what I mean? Like the lighter you can treat it, the more you can laugh at it, the easier it is to actually deal with it, and then you can just move on about your life, move on about your day. But and actually, the more you lose of yourself, the less constrained you feel. Like you're like, oh, I'm afraid to lose this tooth, or oh, I'm afraid to lose this thing. But then when you actually do lose it, you're like, oh well, just time to go harder. You know what I mean? Like it has a weird opposite effect, like to where you, instead of making you afraid to lose even more, it makes you more fearless. So yeah, this is not the worst thing that could happen. I could have way worse things happen to me, so it's no big deal. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Solid Dean Bryant, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. Yeah, thanks for you said loving these colors, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Master Panda says, if you don't mind me asking, how do your parents feel about you doing comics now? Didn't you say in a video a while back that they weren't really about that early on? No, they weren't. They hated it early on. Like when I was like 16, throughout my entire what's it called? Like teenage life, like throughout my entire teens, I was just telling them like, oh, I'm gonna be a pediatrician, I'm gonna be a doctor. So and I was just saying that so they would leave me alone. Like they would just leave me alone, and then eventually when I was 18, I would move out and go do what I actually wanted to do instead of being a doctor, because I knew I wanted to draw comics since forever, and I wasn't gonna be no fucking like doctor or anything. And so I was able to keep up that charade until I was maybe 16 or 17, and then they really freaked out about it. They were like, what the hell? Like, you said you're gonna be a doctor. And I was just like, yeah, I might have said a couple of things I didn't mean. But eventually I went homeless. And so when I was after I came back from being homeless, they were like, well, they were just happy for me to be doing anything. So I went to comic book school, and they were just happy that I went to a school at all. So I went to comic book school, and that was the Kubert school that I went to, and then I came back. Let me go to the drawing. Then I came back, and nowadays, since I'm actually getting paid from my work, or since I've actually been recognized by other people, and I'm getting money from it, and I've like proof that I'm making money from it, they're just like, okay, well, I mean, at least he's making money from it. And it's more or less that Nigerians need proof, not promises. You know what I mean? Like, they need to see money in hand, cash in hand, before they believe anything. So if I were to be doing this and I was just a beginner, like trying to follow my, like, just a beginner trying to follow my passions, and oh, I'm gonna quit my job, mom and dad, so I can be a comic artist, they would be like, no, get out of here. They would be like, stop joking around and go get a real job. But because I'm actually got a YouTube presence, got a somebody investing in me, got several like jobs or completed works under my belt, they're like, okay, it's starting to come together, but it won't really come together until, like, they understand that I need to hit deadlines now. And that's an important like first step for them, or that's an important step for them. They understand like, oh, this requires like intensity and focus, so they give me the time and space that I need to work. And then later on, when they see that I actually do make money from finishing Saintly and finishing artwork, they'll be even more on board, like especially when I move out and have a career based on all this. So yeah, it took a process of years to get them on board, but they're coming around. But Nigerians are like that, man. Like they really it takes a while for you to convince them of anything. But yeah, let's see. Comics Legend, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. And let me also say hi to Ichthus. What's up? Appreciate you coming to the show, man. Just saying, Total Excellence, what's up? Comics Legend says, how do you set up your Clip Studio comic book file template? Do you have any videos showing the measurements for your comic template? Do you use a US comic size setup or manga size template? I actually do have a template that I use, and it basically mirrors the template that I use on here. It's pretty close. I set it up a long time ago, and let me see if there's a way I can bring it up, because I use that same template for my layouts. Like if I show you right now, let me go to the side screen there. Yeah, this is the template that I use, and I just rule it out by myself. There is another way to do that. Let me see. If I go to new, I used to have a comic template, but well, this is the comic template, but it's just in the size of the paper that I need. It's not the actual template. I think the templates I have are on my laptop if I wanted to do it, or like this. Let me see. Yeah, this is like a pre-ruled one. Yeah, it's the custom one that I did a long time ago. So if I hit OK and just open it up, it's like a pre-ruled one. But this is not the size measurements that I use. But there is a way to rule out your own comic and set up a template in Clip Studio. I just don't remember how to actually do that. So I have like the pre-made templates that I did a long time ago to do layouts on, or to drop my pages in. So yeah, that's how I approach like manga templates. And it is a US size template. It's for US comics, because I'm drawing on 11x17 paper. But yeah, it's definitely not manga size. JOM says starting from the bottom is just the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. You are on your journey wherever it leads. Every step you take brings you closer to that which you seek. Yeah, 100%, man. You should make a doctor series to honor your parents. Doctor comic series, yeah, that would be wait, hold on. See Mom DR manga. I've never heard of that one. Let me see. I got some bugs I'm dealing with right now. Hold on. Well, whatever. Um, but yeah, let me see. Hey, Dale. Hey, what's up? Appreciate you coming to the show, man. I was easily convinced by a Nigerian prince to send him some money. Oh my god, yeah. Everybody from Nigeria will ask you for money, man. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, Comics Legend says thank you. It's interesting to see how everyone works so differently. Yeah, yeah. Mostly it's just from uh how I was taught and stuff that I've done over time to create pages and stuff. Icta says, how's progress with Saintly and the freelancing journey? Um, Not bad. I am so for Saintly, I'm on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is like 19 pages, and I've basically inked every single page. The last one I'm working on is this one, which has like more of a let me show let me enlarge my screen. This one has more of an involved background on it. Like I want to get this background looking good because it's like one of those big reveal shots. But pretty much every other page is like ready to go. Like I'm gonna scan it in digital, and I can't really like show too much, but yeah, I'm gonna scan these in digitally and enhance them, change them, improve them, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is one of those like kind of special scenes that I did where this guy is like speaking a contract into existence, and his mouth just instead of like typing it out or writing it out, he just screams it, and then the words just stamp onto the page with some kind of magic. Like he puts down a piece of paper, and then like he pulls it out of okay, there's this concept called subspace. He pulls it out of subspace, and he pulls a piece of paper, he puts it down on the table, and then he opens his mouth, and then he just screams, and that's basically all the words coming out onto the page, and then he just keeps doing that until until the full contract is written out, and then it's just kind of steaming afterward. So yeah, it's got like stuff like that. It's just Vivi having to talk to this weirdo and get some like information and whatnot. So yeah, you guys will be able to see that when the actual chapter comes out. Let me go ahead and change my screen back. Yeah, like JOM says, laser printer eyes. Yep. Iktha says, Nigerian princess told me her father is sick and wants me to marry her for her father's blessing to gain her father's inheritance. In return, I will have infinite wealth if I do. Yeah. Yeah, I would get on that, dude. You don't want to miss that opportunity. That sounds like it's too good to pass up, man. If you don't want it, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like I'll go for it. Because I really need the money. So man, that's crazy, man. All right, so y'all can see what I'm working on. Okay, so Let's see what I got here. I don't even know what color I want this to be. I'm just dropping stuff in right now. Darn, that shouldn't be like that. And then, nope. Is it referring how I want it to be? Apply to connected pixels. Oh, that's what I have to do. Gotta make that thing refer again. There we go. Nice. That's how I do it. All right. So there's that. And maybe I want this to be, I don't know what color I want it to be. I'm just gonna make it some color somehow, some way. Maybe pink. Yeah, something like that. There we go. And then this, maybe yellow, pastel, something like that. Yeah, I don't know what colors I want them to be, man. That's gonna be like something I figure out towards the end. And actually, I really want her finger to be up at this point. Like, I like what I see in like the silhouette, where it looks like her finger. Like, if I look at it from a distance, it looks like her finger is up. So I kind of want to erase this finger and just put it up. Like, I think it would be a nice interaction with her hat. Let me do that on a separate layer so I don't ruin whatever I have already. So I'm gonna do black. Ugh, I have to do the actual. I can't draw hands or fingers well unless I do the actual construction underneath to make it work. So that's how it's gonna have to be. Okay, yeah. So if I just, I'm gonna make this layer harder to see, and then I'm gonna ink over it. And then nope. And I'm gonna erase this. And now we have a pretty decent looking finger. I'm gonna erase, take that layer out. And then I'm gonna have to get rid of this, whatever this is. I'm gonna have to get rid of it. Sorry, you're gone. Because I came up with an idea I like better. Now it's just gonna be erased. Yep, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Okay. I will suffer the consequences momentarily. Let's see. So I'm gonna collapse this down. I think that should be good. Good. Oh no. Then I'm gonna. Oh no. Hell no. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. There we go. There we go. Cool. So we got. Yeah. I'm liking that better. But her fingers are gonna be like long as fuck. It's cool. I'll just do some drawing magic and make it work somehow. Let me. Okay. Get back to black. And I guess that'll be good enough. What does that actually look like? You know what? You always have your own reference by looking at your own hand. So, okay, that's what that actually looks like. And these fingers would be closer to her hand or her thumb, but I didn't draw it that way, so I'm cooked. This is like a minuscule detail that nobody will care about that much anyway, except people on this stream, and they'll never let me forget. But I'll just keep it the way it is. And then I'm going to color this in on the flats layer. I'm going to erase this on the ink layer. And what else? I'm going to add a little bit more on this finger right here in black. There we go. Nice. Okay, that's not horrendous. I'm going to make that overlap a little. And then I'll go back to the flats, and I'm going to lock the inks layer. I hate it whenever okay, y'all can see what I'm doing, thank God. Oh yeah, and I need to erase this thumb here, the thumbnail. That just doesn't make any sense. I hate when I'm like drawing and then I realize I'm doing a lot of work on this the ink layer or something like that. It's just the worst. Okay, so we got the pink going, and I'm gonna just finish this up before I check out all the comments and whatnot. There we go. Y'all can see what I'm doing. Good. That's all I need to make sure of. Here we go. Yeah, that doesn't look horrible. Nice. All right. Is there a way I can? If there is a way, I would like to take these lines and just budge them in like ever so slightly. Yeah, that looks way better. Yeah, a lot of drawing is at a certain point just becomes like yeah, that's way better. A lot of drawing at a certain point just becomes adjusting things. Like once you already have a good solid foundation, which you were there like watching me for weeks trying to figure out like how do we set this up to make like look good, all that stuff. Once you have a solid foundation, it's really the minor adjustments that make it come together, that make it like give it those professional details, because like the minor adjustments are where you correct like little mistakes here and there. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad I did that. I just thought it would take a lot more work to fix it, so I just didn't want to bother with it. But no, it was actually fine. It was all chill. So now we're just cooking with what we got here, and then what my goal is? I want to be like as good as a Pixiv artist. I want to be able to draw on that same level, just so that I can, just so I know I can do it. Like at the very least, I want to be able to draw like Demizu Posuka, the artist behind The Promised Neverland, because she draws amazingly, and I've always wanted to draw on that level. A lot of Pixiv artists tend to look the same or very similar to each other, so you got to find your own stylistic flair. And while I do have my own like style, I want to see how far I can take it, how far I can push it, especially in the lighting. Like when it comes to lighting, like the Pixiv artists go really hard, so I want to be able to do art on that level and try to reach that as well. So that's pretty much what my goal is there. Let me see. Y'all are seeing this? Okay, good. Nice. So that layer is locked. We're good. And there we go. I'll just clean up everything around it. Nice. So we got a finger there. That finger might be too long actually, but it matches the rest of her fingers, so it's not too bad. Though I do want to change the color of her glove. It looks like Pepto-Bismol. But let me check out the comments. Let's see. Let's see. Dr. K and Blackjack are dope. Dr. Manga. Oh, okay. Let's see. Ictor says, what's the color of her dress and make it into a complementary color? Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Because I'm just thinking about their what do you call it? Their clothes from the actual comic and been using that, but yeah, use a complementary color for her shoes. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. What was it that got you into doing comics? Ever since I was a kid, man, I never I didn't even know what comics were when I was a kid. I just knew that when I was drawing, I couldn't just draw one drawing. I always was like, I need to tell a story with this, and one drawing isn't enough. So I would draw and I'd be like, I guess I have to do another drawing if I want to tell a story. So I do another box, or I do use another page and draw another drawing, and it's just like, okay, now this is a continuation of what's happening. And I would just keep telling a story like a children's storybook until I learned that I could do all of that on one page and make a bunch of boxes to make the story continue. And that's how I got into comics, because I was just like, naturally I could never just do one drawing. I had to do multiple because I just naturally wanted to tell stories. So yeah, that's how I got into comics. And then I was looking at stuff like Captain Underpants when I was a kid, or like Disney magazine, which I got lucky and got a couple of like copies of. And I would be like, oh, this is what I actually want to do. Like, I want to make a little comic, little drawings like this. And I thought it was easy back then. Like, I thought it would just be super easy to make stuff like that, but it's not. But yeah, I was just, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And then I learned about Naruto when I was like 12 in middle school, where I watched the show on Toonami, and then my friends told me about this magazine, this black and white magazine called Shonen Jump. And that's when I found out that everything that I was seeing on TV started off as a black and white manga first. And I was just like, oh, so you can do this. You can actually do this, and that's how you get on TV. And the concept of money didn't really cross my mind until I learned that the creator of like Dragon Ball was making like 17 million a year. And I was just like, oh, so you can make a really good living doing these black and white comics. So let me see if I can do it. And then that's what got me started on trying to go hard in comics, because if I couldn't make a living at it, my parents wouldn't let me do it. Or like, especially when I was a kid, or I would just feel like, okay, well, if I can't do this for a living, then I don't think I can do this at all. I should just become a doctor, like I said. So once I learned that it could be a living and it could be a good living, I was just like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a comic artist. Let me go to yeah, I think it flashed to my Yu-Gi-Oh video or whatever. I've been watching a lot of duels. I don't even know why. Um. Okay, Ichthus says, oh, that's wild. It does look like her finger is up from afar. Oh yeah, yeah. Now I've just made it into an actual thing, so that's good. Ken, are you going to Heroes Con this year? No, I'm actually not. I'm not doing many cons this year. I think I only have one more in November, and that's it. Um, I've heard about Heroes Con, but I've heard not good things for some reason. Just from friends and from YouTube videos. So I don't know. I think it's like you get placed in a bad spot in the place, and but I don't know. I don't even know how to get into that type of show. So yeah, I'd have to do that later on once I finish more of this book. Let's see. I finished lettering my manga. Oh, nice. Now I need to put it into PDF format. I will hit up a buddy to hook me up with some beta readers. Nice, 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 nice. I would actually like to check that out if you'd like some beta readers. When are you dropping your world tour for con visits? Oh my god, I don't have a world tour at all and coming up anytime soon. But yeah, like once I'm finished with this whole book, like once I'm done drawing this whole thing, then I would go out and tour all over selling it, because that's part of my, it's not part of my contract, but just being able to sell the actual like books is how I would be able to make back the money off of creating this comic to begin with. I would probably go to a con every weekend if I didn't have to work a day job. Like I would just go to a con, sell as much Saintly as possible at every con, and that would be my job. And I would probably make a Patreon. I'd probably do all that kind of stuff, like just so I don't ever have to go back to a day job or whatever. Even if I'm making just 20,000 a year, I'll be happy with that. Saladin Bryant says, "Do you have a Pixiv account?" Yes, I do, but I've only just like looked at stuff or saved some of my favorite stuff on there instead of actually like making something and putting it up there. I don't know how people would react to my stuff. Like my art isn't as good as what I've been doing with this piece in general. Like I mean, if you look at my stuff compared to like a Pixiv person, let me see if I can go to like DeviantArt really quick. 1 second here. I'll just show you my DeviantArt. Let me go here. And we'll wait for that to pop up because my computer is old and slow. And luckily, it's hanging on by a thread, and luckily it hasn't like died yet, but it is pushing it. So yeah, this is, I mean, this is not the kind of stuff you would find on Pixiv, and this is like some of my older finished pieces, and I haven't really finished anything besides making comics since these pieces. Like I think the last thing that I did was this thing, like this delicious and dungeon Pokemon thing, because I saw this really creepy, disturbing video of somebody like cutting up a what do you call it, a chikorita, and making it into a salad or something. I was just like, that's so disturbing, but really fascinating, and I just couldn't stop watching it. I was just like, oh my god, this is horrifying. And you just keep staring at it because it's just horrifying. But instead, I did it like tastefully, where I would just kind of imply or hint at the thing, like, oh, this is what happened before it was turned into food, because the dungeon meshy guys got up to it. But yeah, that's like the last full illustration, like full color thing I did, and then the one before that was this like baseball thing. And before, like when I was on my own, living on my own, like doing illustrations like this was just tiresome and bothersome because I needed to do more pages, more like comics. So doing illustrations like this was uh very few and far between. Like the first major illustration that I like really took seriously was this one. I wish I could remove the logo from there because that is like it's pasted on there and it's like just kind of annoying just having that there. And I don't have access to the original file because my what's it called? My solid state drive died when it fell. Like just a foot off the ground, it fell and then it just ruined everything. So yeah, and then what the no, I don't have to log in for that. Just show me the art, man. Let's go back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and this is just page 1 of chapter 2 of Air Rider, but I wanted to go all out on that illustration, so I got the whole like blurry background and um all that kind of stuff going. So yeah. But you can't really like put that much effort into a whole comic book. You can do that for maybe 1 or 2 pages. But if you're doing like a weekly or monthly project by yourself, you gotta pick your battles, you know. So I can't really do that for every page. So I'm not even sure if that would go well on Pixiv. People would be like, "What is this crap? This guy looks weird. His mouth is weird, or whatever." It just wouldn't work as much. Shonen Jump came with the first episode of Naruto. Came with the first episode of Naruto. That's pretty dope. Comics Legend, do you give yourself a strict schedule to finish your comic? I actually have a schedule that I arranged with my publisher, but I gave myself an even stricter schedule because I'm trying to experiment right now to see how fast I can actually get my stuff done. So for the inks deadline, I have until the 8th of May. Tomorrow is the 1st of May, but I gave myself an even stricter deadline of like a week to do all the like inks, and I still have to scan them in, and so once I scan them in, I'll be able to have a better idea of how fast it'll actually take me to finish. So I'm going to try to hit the deadline 4 days short of the actual deadline to see if I can get this done quicker than anticipated. Joe M says, how do I get a physical copy of Saintly? There are no more physical copies left. But basically I'd have to see about the demand for more physical copies. Because I sold these at a convention recently, but if there's no demand, then well, I don't know. Like I could probably arrange it so that I could sell them, but I haven't done like some type of online drop in that vein just yet. Well, I'll have to see about that. But you can like if you want a copy, like the one I have here, just send me an email, and I'll put my email in the description below. And I'll just print one out and send it to you. So, but that depends on where you're at. If you're in the US, I can send it, but if not, then that will be a different story. We'd have to work that out. But yeah, and it's like no hard feelings if you don't send an email or whatever. It's just in case you're actually like interested in getting a copy, because I don't have it officially for sale online yet. All I've done it is through gmail.com. Okay, all I've done is through physical sales at a convention. So yeah, there's no official way to get Saintly online just yet. I'm a fan in US. Okay, cool. Cool. Then it'll be a lot easier to send it instead of, trying to get through tariffs and all that stuff overseas. But yeah, oh man, I don't think I've saved even a little bit of my work. I'm just now hitting the save button for the first time. Oh my god. Okay, so we're basically done with all the preliminary work on this. Finally, like this is like all the like easy stuff. So, well, not the easy stuff. This is all the hard stuff that you do at first to get things rolling. But the part that I really want to get to is, like the coloring and all that. So, here we go. I'm just gonna change the color of her teeth, and then what I want to do is, what color should the sky be? You could always go straight up blue, but then you have that problem with like everything's a blue sky and all that stuff. I don't want it to be like, what do you call it? What's that show called? My Hero Academia, where everybody's just like, oh, it's a blue sky again. I thought we were doing something different. But the thing I need to choose, or I need to do with this, is figure out the light source that I want to have. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I want to see, there were some references that I had. No. Let me see. Where is that? There we go. So there were some references. Okay, so the sky was like this in this picture, and that was nice. But if I'm gonna be, I wonder if it should be, I wonder what kind of style it should be. Like if we were to select just the background, select, and then I do like a little gradient thing going up. That would kind of make it like a sort of a late day scene type thing, like where it's late in the day. And oh, you know what? Let me. Oh, you know what? Let me select those, and I'll fill it with the same color. What the? Okay, let me deselect her shoes. Option. Deselect. And then we fill in all the extra spaces. Nice. Then, if we were to take the gradient tool, if I come from up, would it look? No. I'm gonna go back to the color history. Where's the yellow I just used, man? And is everyone seeing? Okay, cool. Darn it. Just had the right yellow too. Well, let's just see about this one. If I go to this layer, I want to be able to, I'm not even gonna worry about their clothes colors just yet, because I want to focus on, okay, just getting started in the rendering process, because I'm impatient. So I want to see, do I want a picture that's like that? I don't know, but I do know that I want the light source to be coming from up above and to the left. So it will be coming from the left so that Vivi's face can be lit well, and there could be a nice cap shadow going underneath her or going over her eyes, but not quite hitting everything. Um, yeah, I think if I made it come from the left, there could be a nice like shine here, shine there, and then there would be a nice shadow for Chelsea's hair here. If it was to like, let me just draw it to demonstrate. And let me see. Dale A said yellow sky. Yeah, something like late in the day or something like that. I do want there to be clouds. I always like clouds. Um Comics Legend says, what season does it take place? If it's near October, there are probably leaves flying around, probably too much work. No. Leaves are easy. Because there's a leaf brush on on Clip Studio. You could just boom, just drawing some leaves and stuff. But sorry, I got an eyelash in there. There's always something. But I don't know. First of all, I need to erase this yellow that I got in my broom. Like, you're not supposed to be there, bud. Get out of there. Oh, I need to lower my tolerance back to freaking 0. There we go. Now we can clear that out of there. Clear. There we go. And y'all can see. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah. I mean, I might go with this, but the sun is setting, and so the light source would be a little bit different. But since they're up in the sky, we'll see how it goes. I know how I'm gonna shadow it. So what I usually do, I'm gonna take this yellow out for a second. Actually, I do like it there. But I want to take, you know what? I want to take this reddish color and go to the hue value and saturation thing. My favorite thing. Like, okay, what do we want? Just to be a night scene? It could be a night scene, actually. It could be a night scene. Where they're flying through the night sky with the moon, full moon in the background. That could be a nice alternate version of this piece. It could be like green serene. I just don't want it to be blue, like sky blue. And there's nothing against sky blue, but I always drew sky blue pieces back in the day. Like, so I'm good at using like blue and all that to express color. But it would just be too similar to what I've already done. A green sky would be interesting. Like, this looks more like a card. Like if it was a Halloween themed card or something. But we're going for like more realistic lighting. What if it was like desaturated, a little bit more saturated, and then dark, like dark blue where they're at night. I don't want it to be at night. I want it to be basically what I had. So I'm gonna go with that. And then next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a Clip Studio action that I have pre-saved that sets up all my color layers. So it sets up 5 layers to where I don't have to go in and create 5 layers and name them all and all that stuff. I just set up an action that does it all in one click of a button. So that's really useful. They taught us that back in school because that's when that feature came out. And there was already that for Photoshop, but we didn't learn it yet for Clip Studio. So it was pretty nice when that came out. And then first thing I always do when I color things is I'll go straight to my shadows layer. and I'll go straight to some type of purple color. It's always some type of purple color. Ever since I learned how to color, it's just always been we got to color with purple. Why? It just works. It just does. Uh there's really no other explanation behind it. It's just like it works. So there's no reason to do anything different. Um so then I got the flats layer. What's the word? I'm gonna lock this one too. Details, I usually put it just underneath inks, so that's in the right place. Reflected light, highlight, light, and shadows. So shadows is usually the bottom layer because it needs to be the darkest. So it's the bottom layer. And then I usually set it at like 49, 50, 45 to 50 in that range, just so it's not super dark. And then I'll just make this big. And then I'll just start slapping in shadows in different places. So under her hat is going to be shadowed. And then you'll just see you'll see the picture start to come together as I'm putting in the shadows, because that's like half the battle. Putting in the shadows is the majority of the battle, because you're defining the form of the characters with the shadow that you're putting in. So once you do all the shadows, I like doing it rough at first and then going back in and cleaning it up. So yeah, I just do the shadows kind of rough. And I want to see how far I want to go over her eyes. Like, are we going to be shading all the way over her eyes, or are we just going to be shading over her forehead? And that's the kind of stuff I don't have to figure out right now, like 100%. I can just kind of fiddle around and put in the shadows where they're supposed to go. And yeah, we'll just have a big old shadow for her hat. And you don't have to be super realistic about it. You just have to have a basic knowledge of light and shade over form. And that'll kind of help you. That'll take you like 90% of the way there without having to like look up strict references of how to light a form like this. Because that's another good way to do lighting on something you've never drawn before. Where if you don't know how to light it, you get like let's say I had a little mini figurine of Vivi in this exact pose. I would just take that figurine and then put it up to like my lamp and then take a picture. And then now I have an accurate lighting situation where I can figure out the shadows, figure out how much light needs to go into the picture. All by using a reference. And that's how the artist Paulo Rivera does it, and he'll show you like how he does it on his blog. And he'll show his process of how he puts together images, because he's one of those really, really good artists, especially in comics. Like he works, he's done like Daredevil, he's done like Batman, Superman, I think. But yeah, he is one of those that really goes hard on referencing his art, using reference material, and he's good at putting it all together, like photo bashing it, so that he has an accurate color model for how to do his like covers that he does. That way you'll know like those things are accurate. Whereas most people, especially like people like me, like I'm just a cartoonist. I do the drawing based on what I feel like it should look like, or what the emotion of the scene is. So the emotion of the scene is more like light or whimsical. Then I'm gonna have the lighting be towards the front and come down on their faces, so that their faces are lit and it shows like they're having fun. And then I'm not worried about like super accurate lighting. Like, um, if I was doing like a Pixiv level illustration, which is that's what I was talking about earlier at the beginning of the show. I want to do, um, like my drawing schedule, if I could have it my way, is to draw a chapter a month, have one big Pixiv level illustration per month, and then have like this level of illustration per week, where I do something fairly quick and easy to get done in a week, and on top of the comic proper. But that would be an insane amount of work, and I'm totally willing to try to hit that. But I at this point I'm locked in, focused on just trying to finish the chapter I have in front of me, because it's actually one of the easier chapters coming up. And if I can't finish it in a good time frame, the rest of the project is not looking strong. Like, it's not gonna be good if I can't finish it in a good time frame. So yeah, I'm just focused on getting that done as fast as humanly possible, at least my human capabilities. And then what? And I can worry about doing all that illustration stuff later on. So right now I'm just doing this. That's why this is taking like three weeks to get done, instead of finishing it off in one session like I did. Well, I didn't do that bunny drawing in one session. That one took like a little while, but like, there's no way I can go online and lie and say like, oh guys, hey, look at my warm-up drawing that I did this morning for for a sketch, because that's what everybody does. Like, that's lightning I just heard, or thunder. Everybody just draws a drawing that it took them a long time to do, and then they're like, oh, hey guys, look at my warm-up. I could do that, but that would be a huge lie. And there's video evidence of me taking like forever to do this piece. That's why, like, anytime I'm drawing, it always feels like it takes my full focus and full energy just to draw okay, just to draw fine. Because in the past, like with past Air Rider chapters, I went all out on those. Like, that was me putting in my all into those pages. Like, all of my comic knowledge, all of my drawing knowledge, and all that stuff. I didn't over render or overdo every single page, because I knew that that's not how comics works. But that was me putting in my full effort into making a good comic. And even then, it's just sort of good. Like, it's just sort of decent, but it isn't like mind-blowing. Like, it isn't like DD Mark level, or it isn't like Young Wavy level, or who else? This guy Kari Cosimo on Twitter. Like, it isn't level of who else? What's that guy's name? Bone, or no, Honesty, or Bone. Yeah, Honesty, the one who makes music and makes this comic called Sky Score on YouTube. Like, these are young guys who just draw really, really well. And I was young when I did Air Rider. I was like 22, 23 doing Air Rider. But that was like my best at the time, and that was just me like going as all out as I could. And now I'm able to do the same with Saintly, but even then it's like going all out at high speed. So I can't really like stop to make things super, super good. especially right now where it's kind of like a crucial time. But even in that, it's like, okay, well, I just have to accept that my skill level is at a certain level and that it's only able to improve from here because I have more time than normal to draw. Because a lot of the 20-year-olds that I'm talking about, like they might have just have time to draw or have time to be in that drawing state 99% of the time because they're either going to school, they don't have a job, they're just working or able to work on their comic as much as they want, and then they eventually do get to a point where they have a job or they have work, and then they have to like kind of bear down on that. But yeah, I do want to be able to reach that level of art one day, and if I can't, at least I'll know that I tried. Because it's not 100% important for me to reach that level because I'm a storyteller first and foremost. I'm like a writer as well. So my level of art kind of tops out around like early Naruto, or Hunter x Hunter, where it's not like the best art in the world, and it's probably not going to get much better. But they can draw. They just choose the details that they want to render whenever they want, because they're better at writing the story, or they're strong writers as well. There's very few artists who are like completely cracked in both writing and drawing. Like Kentaro Miura was cracked at both writing and drawing to where his talent is godlike, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, how is one man able to even accomplish something like this? Eiichiro Oda has a weird style, but he's also cracked at drawing, in my opinion. But his style is not the style that everyone would like to see. Versus, let's say, somebody like Yusuke Murata, whose art is something that people love because it's super cracked, but he can't write, so it's balanced out that way where he can't really write that well, and he's good at drawing. But yeah, very few people will be cracked at both writing and drawing. And I'm just trying to catch up my drawing skills to see if I can. Like I'm trying to make them high level as well, just to see if I can. But if I can't, then that's fine too, because I'm a good writer. So I'm a decent writer at the very least. You know, it's one of those things where good writing takes as much effort and skill as good art. Like it takes effort and skill to get good at it. It's just harder to show people because it's mostly in your head. So you have to be able to demonstrate it through the process of telling the story. So yeah, that's the only issue with that. But let me check out the comments here. What's up, Venture Lord? Appreciate you coming to the show, man. They're lucky they locked in and figured out really solid art in high school. It's really dope skill to have early on. Yeah, 100%. Because art is like good art is what gets people interested in your work to begin with. And if you can keep them with a good story, then you're in there. Really, if you're not that great at art, all you have to be able to do is draw to the level of ability that your story requires. So I am able to draw at the level that my story requires. Naruto is able to draw at the level his story requires. Hunter x Hunter Yoshihiro Togashi is able to draw at the level his story requires. He doesn't need to be S tier god level art like Berserk to be able to tell the story of Hunter x Hunter. Um, and that's just the general rule for making comics. Is like you don't need to be the best artist. You just need to be able to clearly communicate the story you're trying to tell, and that's it. That's all you have to be able to do. You can do anything with stick figures as well. So yeah, that's all. And that's it. Kingslayer, what's up? Is there ever times where you're so excited for a certain story beat you have just the story in general or just the story in general where you somewhat hinder the quality of your art just to get it out there out of pure excitement? No, because I'd make sure that every page is a story beat that I want to tell, or every panel is a story beat that I want to tell, or like within the chapter is a story beat that I want to really show off and tell. Like there's this few story beats in chapter 2 that I'm just like, man, I can't wait to draw that. And I've drawn it and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to put the finishing touches on it and really sell that moment. It's going to be super dope. So everybody can see like what I'm cooking here. And it's just like next chapter is going to be something like that. Next chapter is going to be something like that. And there's even better stuff towards the end of the book that is like, man, I'm really excited to draw that. But I always give myself something that I'm excited to do right now, because that keeps me excited for the whole process of doing the comic, so that I don't get bored of doing it. Because this chapter right now is supposed to just be a setup chapter that sets up like this contract that Vivi is supposed to sign if she wants to get, certain funds for her project. And in the first drafts, it was just supposed to be like, okay, we get the deal, we get it signed, and then we just move on to the next chapter and we just go forward. But I was able to turn it into a real scene with like interesting stuff happening that ties to the story and all that kind of stuff, that made me excited to want to draw it and to put more effort into it. So that's what I do for every single chapter, to keep things interesting. Code Ninja says, hey, what's up, Code Ninja? Damn, I missed the whole stream. It's not over yet. I probably got like 8 minutes left though. so yeah, but I'm just finishing up this drawing here. I'm like on the shadow stage now, starting to get the lighting in, so we're getting there. But Code Ninja, he says, I'd say writing was harder to learn than art in my opinion, and that's after 5 years in my 20s grinding as an artist to get better. Yeah, because writing is more or less invisible, where you can clearly tell if you're getting better at art, because like either it looks good or it looks like dookie. Like it's easy to tell like if you're good at art or not, because the fundamentals are really what keep make sure that your stuff looks proper or looks right or not. Whereas with writing, it's like there's so many things that you have to know to even make writing good, that you could do a whole bunch of good writing on accident when you're starting out, and you just don't even know how you did that or what principles that you followed to make it good. And if you try to do it again, you'll fall flat on your face, and then that's when you have to like learn how to actually do it. So writing is one of those things that is more nebulous. You can't really get a grasp on it until you have like some fundamental things that you learn about it. And it's like, it's even hard to find where you can get that knowledge. So yeah, writing is a whole different beast than drawing, especially to learn how to do it well. Let's see. With art, the foundational knowledge is out there and easy to find easily. Writing goes much deeper. Art is stories shorthand. Yeah, it is. It is definitely easier to find stuff on art fundamentals like the Loomis books or Bern Hogarth or all these artists who show how to do anatomy and that kind of stuff. The knowledge is easy to find, especially on YouTube. But then with writing, it's like, well, where the hell do I even start? You know what I mean? And there's so many like writing resources that I've just found by looking for that stuff over the years. Like, I'll look online and just be like, okay, how do I know when a character is ready to develop, or how do I set up a character arc for this character? That kind of stuff. And over time I was able to like learn how to do that stuff just by doing it, but it took a while to like actually learn. And even now there's barely any proof that I've learned anything, because the only finished books I have are the air rider books, and those are way outdated in terms of all the knowledge I have of writing up to this point. And so the only proof that I have of knowing how to write would be Saintly coming up. And even the black and white version that's on my email list is outdated. It's not the final version that went into the printed, like the print copy. So like the proof of me being a good writer won't come until I finish Saintly. And that's when people will be like, oh, he can write. Whoa, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like they can easily see like, okay, yeah, he can draw because look at it. Like it's a drawing. It's it's there. But writing is like, can that guy write? Let me see what he's cooking. And then you read it and it's just like, okay, whatever. And then it's like, damn. And it would just take a long time to even show that you can write, because you have to it's knowledge work. Most of it is invisible until you actually turn it into a story. And like you said, art is story shorthand, where you actually are using the art to convey the story that you have written. And if your art is not even like enticing enough for people to read or to look at, then they won't even get into the story to begin with. So, but if they do get into the story, your art has to be able to communicate that story well enough to where they want to continue reading, or your story has to be so engaging or so compelling that people feel like they have to continue reading until it's done. You know what I mean? So you just have to keep putting in the effort at making the story good over time. Okay, let me see what we got here. After this, I'm going to, what's the word? I'm going to finish. What am I going to finish? I'm going to finish. I'm going to refine. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to refine the shadows so that they're not so like rough and weird. Like right now, they're just kind of, I just put them in a rough place so I know where I want to have shadows. Generally to the right of everything, because the light is going to be on a different, is going to be coming from the left. So I want to have the shadows generally on the right. So it'll be sort of like this. And yeah, let's see. Code Ninja says, exactly, you can't learn how to write on YouTube. Well, you can, but it's better to learn from books. Like people will give you a lot of great tips and tricks on YouTube, but you have to actually like write and read books on writing, or books in the genre that you're writing, to be able to write better. And there's 1,000 different other things that I learned just by observing things over time to get better at writing. But it's really that constant pushing and molding of your own mind to get better at writing that helps you write better, like grappling with issues and problems to figure out how to do something better and to give you a better result just by using your mind. Let's see. And that's why I'm devoted to short stories right now. 10-page stories to track my writing progress. Yeah, that's a great way to do it, starting off especially, because it'll just give you a good base, like show you, hey, or show people like, hey, I can write, I can do a short story. Like, I wouldn't recommend anyone do what I'm doing right now as a first venture, as a first outing. Like, this is ridiculous, whatever I'm doing right now. Like, this isn't something I would recommend, but I only have this opportunity because I showed that I could write, or I could do something to begin with, you know what I mean? So that's just kind of how it starts. You have to show in little bits and pieces here and there that you can do something. And I have a lot of I have some short stories that, even though they're short, I was always planning in my mind to make it a long story. Like, that's the only way I can really even do a short story, is if I plan it out to be a long one. And that's how I get motivated enough to do a short story, because if it's just like a short little thing, I'm just like, well, I don't really feel like doing it. I don't really feel like drawing it. Like, that's how I was in the past, but I don't know about now. I'm just lucky I get to be working on a longer form story. So that is what I'm focused on at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to put in a couple more shadows here and there, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and then I'm going to get back to finishing off Saintly's inks on paper before I scan them in, and then just go forward, finish off the rest of this new chapter. And I'm just gonna get faster at drawing them. Just keep going and get faster. I don't want the shadow there. Okay. Yeah, I think I got the shadows in a good place. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I got the shadows in a good place. The lighting is not bad. I like it. I like the direction it's headed. And yeah, I mean, like, I still have all the work that it took to get to this point on other layers. Like, I save all my scrap layers in one folder. So yeah, there's still all the stuff that I drew beforehand to all my work. This is like, if they ask you in a math problem to show your work, like, this is it, man. This is all the work I did. Trying to figure out the leg. This all goes into the image. Like, all of this is part of the process of getting the image correct, making it work. All these ideas that were scrapped, except that one. And now you have what we have. Boom. So close to a finished image. All I have to do is get these shadows refined, get the color in there, and then add to the background whatever needs to be added, do some final effects, and then we're pretty much good. I'm going to go ahead and save it right now, and then I'm going to get back to drawing these pages. But I appreciate y'all for coming to the show, for hanging out with me tonight. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep trucking along on Saintly and finish off chapter 2, and then I'll see y'all next week, Thursday, same time, same place. All right, Peace out, y'all. Good night.